Welcome to your UFC 292 complete betting guide by the Clenbat channel. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to, like I just said, our complete betting guide for UFC 292. We're going to go over confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that you should not be betting on, my lock of the week, and finally we're going to be talking about my official bets. And timestamps are there if you'd like to skip to any particular fight or particular topic, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Let's talk about this card. The first confident pick on the card is actually going to be Karine Silva. Guys, this is going to be a shocking card because usually I'm all about, like, do not ever bet on WMA, but I'm actually, as you will see later on in the video, I will be actually placing some bets on women's MMA today. This is going to be because I am very confident. Karine Silva has come into the UFC and just gone, like, she's made her opponents look easy. This girl has some serious skills. She has amazing jiu-jitsu for the division. And with Mayra Munoz coming off of a horrible loss to Jennifer Mayan, while she did get some okay wins that have aged okay, she has shown nothing that really shouts out, I'm going to be a contender at flyweight. Karine Silva absolutely has. I'm confident this girl will go far, and I'm confident she will find a submission. Will I be betting on submission? No, I'm going to be betting on her to win this fight, but honestly, submission is not bad. One little bit. Karine Silva is going to be my pick. It's a very confident pick of mine. The next confident pick on the card, guys, is another Silva, and it's Natalia Silva. She's taking on Andrea Lee, who has always had a spotty record, and while she could be coming off of a win, she had a good performance against Macy Barber. Well, good, like, okay performance, but Andrea Lee's getting older. She's shown, like, that she's just an okay flyweight fighter, while Natalia Silva is pretty much everything that I just said about Karine in the last fight, except this girl, along with her slick jiu-jitsu, has fantastic power, fantastic technique. This girl is also destroying her opponents. I'm very confident in Natalia Silva to not only win this fight, but go very far in the division. I think Andrea Lee is going to be no issue for her, and I think Natalia Silva is going to come in and steamroll her. Guys, the next pick that I have for you today that I'm confident in is actually Pedro Munoz. Now, I don't know how many people are really going to agree with me on this, but I really like Pedro Munoz in this matchup. First of all, here's the biggest reason, okay? Marlon Vera, we all know Marlon Vera, where he sits back, he's a little bit inactive, and tries to land those giant powerful shots on you and then rock you and then either finish you or have a strong end of the round and like steal the round in that sense by almost finishing the fight. Pedro Munoz, I could see being very active, just darting in and out, landing a few combinations, using that calf kick very, very nicely. And I feel like Marlon Vera, there will be points where Marlon will catch Pedro Munoz, but the problem is Pedro, I believe, has that iron chin enough where Marlon Vera won't be able to rock him like he's done with so many of his past opponents. Marlon Vera relies on that a little bit too much, and in my opinion, Pedro's going to just do his thing and be comfortable striking. I actually really like Pedro Munoz in this matchup. I don't know how many people agree with me on this, but I'm actually pretty confident that Pedro Munoz is going to take the win here. I think that it's going to be a nice 3-round. It's going to be like fairly close, but Pedro Munoz is just going to be like a decent step ahead of Marlon Vera, and it's going to be clear that he's going to win the fight. That's how I feel it's going to go, and I believe this will go to a decision. Give me Pedro Munoz in this matchup. I really like him. Guys, the last confident pick I have for you is Weili Zhang. Now, very long story short, Weili Zhang is a solid fighter everywhere. She's an amazing champion. I believe she is the best fighter in the strawweight division by far. The only chance I give Amanda Lemos is to clip her with a huge shot. Well, that is possible, especially in MMA. We have seen Weili Zhang get hit before. I believe Weili Zhang will be able to either fight her or break her in any other aspect. I actually believe she'll outbox Amanda Lemos if she wants to, but like, you want to talk about the clinch, you want to talk about the ground game. Every single option to win this fight is there for Weili Zhang, and I believe she's just going to absolutely destroy Amanda Lemos in this fight. All right, guys, let's talk some underdog opportunities for you. Now, it is important to note that this whole section of underdog opportunities are opportunities. These are not necessarily picks of mine. It's just, if you're looking for underdog bets, if you're looking for something to get a little bit more through your bets, I believe that these have the best chance of hitting out of all the underdogs. So the first one is being Gerald Meerschaert. At the time of recording this video, Gerald Meerschaert is a plus 310 underdog. I think that is absolutely nuts. And while I am picking Andre Petroski to win this fight, Andre Petroski has not fought anyone of the skill level of Gerald Meerschaert yet, and I believe Gerald Meerschaert is a better fighter than most people give him credit for. He has so much experience, fought so many quality opponents, and we don't know how good Andre Petroski is yet. Gerald Meerschaert will be the test there. Gerald Meerschaert has that Michael Johnson effect where he can win against anybody. And what's Andre Petroski really good at? He's really good at wrestling, okay? He's going to want to come here. I would imagine he's going to have the same game plan to come in and take Gerald Meerschaert down. If you do that, Gerald Meerschaert is so good at submitting his opponents. I could see him getting a takedown and then Gerald Meerschaert throwing up something and submitting him. I really can see that happening. I'm still picking Andre Petroski to win this fight. However, Gerald Meerschaert is very, very live to get a win here. I do not believe anybody should be counting him out. And at a plus 310 underdog, that is absolutely crazy right now, in my opinion. I believe that this should be like a not even 2-1 for Andre Petroski. I wholeheartedly believe that. I don't mind Gerald Meerschaert's opportunity here at all. The next underdog opportunity I have for you right now is actually going to be Neil Magny. And Neil Magny, at the time of recording this video, is a plus 360 underdog. Again, I think that's nuts. Is everything set up for Ian Garry to win this fight? Yes. Am I picking Ian Garry? Yes, I am. But Neil Magny just has a way of clinching and wrestling and shutting down your game. Neil Magny is one of those guys, yes, he's coming into this fight short notice, but he's one of those guys that are always in shape. He has experience fighting guys that are arguably better than Ian Garry. There's a little bit of a question still, but this is also going to be by far the best opponent that Ian Garry has fought yet in his UFC career. I believe Neil Magny is being severely underrated in this fight. There is totally a world where Neil Magny can get a hold of Ian Garry, hold him up against a cage, and hold him down with the wrestling. And you know what? I don't mind Neil Magny's chances at all. I really don't. So if you're looking for underdog opportunity here, this is actually a very, very good one. Neil Magny could absolutely win this fight. Ian Garry, while I do believe he is going to be something special in the division, he needs to get past Neil Magny for me to really, really be overly convinced that it's like, okay, this dude can absolutely take on the top of the division now. Neil Magny is going to be a hard fight for him. And if Ian Garry makes it look easy, he's going to be something special. But I am not confident that he's going to make easy work of Neil Magny. Neil Magny can absolutely get a hold of him. Give me Neil Magny. I don't mind his chances at all in this bout. All right, guys, let's talk about fights to avoid. This first one being Gregory Rodriguez versus Dennis Tululuin. I apologize, I might have pronounced his name wrong, but guys, this fight is going to go like this, okay? They're both going to walk forward. They're both going to swing. One of them is going to get put out. Who's going to get put out? I have no idea. Is this going to be an exciting fight? Absolutely. Should you be betting on this fight? Absolutely not. So, like, the only reason why you could logically pick Gregory Rodriguez to win this fight is because he has that option there to explore the ground game. We've seen that a little bit of a weakness in Dennis's past, and Gregory Rodriguez is actually very good on the ground, although he doesn't use it. But I cannot, if he just never comes into a fight utilizing his ground game, there's no reason for me to expect that he will come in doing that this time. Gregory Rodriguez, as we've seen so many times, and so many times with Dennis Tululuin, they're going to come forward, they're going to swing, they're both great at doing so. We've just seen Gregory Rodriguez finally get chinned too, so like really bad. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is like flipping a coin if you were betting on this fight. So stay away from this one. Far, far away. The last fight, guys, that I think you should be absolutely avoiding is Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley. Long story short, I've talked about this so many times on the channel. There are way too many questions for me to think that either guy is going to win. A lot of it's on the side of Aljamain Sterling, to be honest with you. So Aljamain Sterling, I won't go through every single little bit of it, because this is a fight that, yeah, just saying you shouldn't be betting on. There are asterisks near so many of his wins. And Sean O'Malley, he has one good win in the division. One. And that's Petr Yan, and that was a robbery. He did not win that fight. However, he did look good in that fight. Before that, who's Sean O'Malley fought? Nobody. So while I do believe he belongs at the top of the division, he hasn't fought a guy like Aljamain Sterling before, okay? It depends how this fight goes. Can Aljamain Sterling get him to the ground? If Aljamain Sterling can get a takedown, it's going to be an easy night for Aljamain Sterling. If he can't, it's going to be an easy night for Sean O'Malley. This is such a pure striker versus grappler matchup. I'm not saying that either guy like Sean O'Malley, while he does possess defense on the ground, Aljamain's too good. Aljamain's too good, so this fight is essentially a striker versus grappler, and we don't know how it's going to go. Plus, Aljamain Sterling has been talking about for so long now. He just fought 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago, against Henry Cejudo, and that was such a tough fight on his body. Aljamain Sterling has been talking about after that fight, I'm injured, I don't want to take this fight. Is that going to play an effect? Is he not going to be able to move well? Is he not going to be able to get takedowns? What's injured on him? We don't know, and Sean O'Malley has been training for this fight a very, very long time. We don't know, because Sean O'Malley, here's another question. Sean O'Malley's been training for this fight for probably well over a year. He's known he's getting a title fight, probably against Aljamain Sterling for so long. What if he just comes in and has spectacular defense? Too many questions. We don't know. I think you should stay away from this fight completely. 100% do not bet on this fight. All right, guys, let's talk lock of the week. And lock of the week, guys, is making me very, very sad because it's Brad Tavares. I want Chris Weidman to win really bad. Chris Weidman's one of my favorite fighters. I love Chris Weidman, but there is no chance that he wins this fight. First of all, let's talk about this. Chris Weidman said he's going to come out because he needs to get over the fear of breaking his leg. He's going to come out and swing with the hardest leg kick he's ever thrown in his life. What if his leg breaks again? It probably won't, but that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But Chris Weidman, since he lost Luke Rockhold, he's had such a spotty record, man. Like, his chin's gone. He's 39 years old. It's going to be ring rust. He's been over 2 years out of the game. If you want it, that wasn't even really a fight, so you couldn't even get warmed up. So you could say he's 3 years out of the game. Chris Weidman, I do not like his chances here at all. He's taking on Brad Tavares, a guy, while I believe he is so much better than his record, a guy who has fought the who's who of the middleweight division. His losses have all aged extremely well. And most importantly, what's Chris Weidman's game plan going to be? It's going to be to wrestle. It's going to be to get some ground and pound. Who has fantastic takedown defense? It's Brad Tavares. Even if you take him down, this dude's going to spring back up. I think he's going to defend against anything Chris Weidman comes at him with. I think he's going to chin Chris Weidman. And I think Brad Tavares is going to have a very, very dominant performance in this fight. It makes me sad. I'm going to be cheering for Chris Weidman, but I got Brad Tavares for lock of the week, guys. That is hands down. Chris Weidman doesn't have it anymore. He's 39, coming off a broken leg. He's not going to be the same, man. He's not going to be the same, and he was already at the end of his career, to be honest with you. Give me Brad Tavares, lock of the week. All right, guys, let's talk about the official bets that I will be placing this week. And if you guys know the channel, I am a big fan of over 1.5 rounds. However, I don't know if I really want to do that this time around. The only one that I'm comfortable choosing is Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. I feel like that's going to go to a decision. But for 1.5 rounds, usually I go with like all the women's bouts. But Karine Silva and Natalia Silva are going to make quick work of their opponents. And Weili Zhang, I don't know what to think. I think she's just going to dominate however she wants. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of round betting this week. But something that I do like doing is just for fun. Just for fun. Let's see like all my confident picks, okay? Like the fights that I want to bet on. So let's take Weili Zhang. Let's take Pedro Munoz. I love Pedro Munoz for 250. That is crazy. I definitely won't be betting on Ian Machado Gary, but Brad Tavares, let's take Natalia Silva and Karine Silva. I love that. That's almost 10 times your money. I'm actually going to be doing that. For real. Let's say you want to take Pedro Munoz off. Oh, that's a big one. Pedro Munoz was really helping there, eh? But I love Pedro Munoz in this matchup, guys. But honestly, this is a tough one because I probably will because I have a lot of favorites here. So I might be doing like the Silvas together. That'll at least get you double your money. I might play around with all of that stuff. Let's say like the underdog opportunities still. Like, let's take like Gerald Mearshart and where is Neil Magny? Like those two together are 11 times your money. To be honest, I might throw $5 on that just because. You know, I don't mind their chances at all this time around. Holy, if you want to keep going into the underdogs, man, that's 27 times your money for Pedro Munoz in there. I'm going to be playing around with some underdog bets, and while I'm not so confident that they'll hit, guys, that's crazy, man. Pedro Munoz I'm absolutely betting on separately because that is fantastic for your money back. But, man, it seems like, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like this week is going to be pretty straightforward for a lot of picks, to be honest with you. Like, even the favorites, like, I can see Andre Petroski winning, but there's still some fights that I think you should absolutely avoid, to be honest with you. I didn't realize that Dennis Talulin is a 360 underdog. I think that's also crazy. There's a lot of potential this card. There really, really is. Sean O'Malley's a 3-1 underdog, too. That's nuts. But, yeah, I really like this. I'm not going to be doing round bets unless except for Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. I'm going to be doing round bets for that. So I'll probably just keep doing, like, to be honest with you, like a couple like together, like Weili Zhang and let's say like Natalia Silva. Like that's still pretty good. You know what I mean? For just two. So I'll probably be doing a lot of 2-leg parlays and I'll be doing that nice, really big one. It's a good weekend. I'm very confident making some money this weekend, guys. This is a very, very good card for it. But with that being said, guys, that puts an end to the complete betting guide for UFC 292. Let me know what your picks will be down below. Are there any bets that you'll be making? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, please consider hitting the like button, help out the channel a ton, and subscribe if you are brand new on the screen right now. If you'd like to continue watching the Clenbat channel, there'll be 2 videos on the screen for you right here. Check them out. I think they are pretty great. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.